questions so far? Did that help, Pamela? Did I kind of go over a little bit about my background? So basically what happened was I finally found somebody that was able to help me with my liver. It was an Asian fellow named Bruce Shin, Korean guy in Temecula. At the time I was already in chiropractic school, and I'd gotten about 40 acupuncture treatments, maybe 50. I was getting adjusted, chiropractic adjustments, maybe once every week or two, and my health wasn't really improving much. I was having all kinds of problems. I was having chronic fatigue, I was exhausted all the time, I was taking a handful of pills to wake up in the morning, a handful of pills to function throughout the day, and then a handful of pills to go to sleep at night. It was a bad scene. And I was just trying to figure out, I didn't really understand what was wrong. The acupuncturist who was treating me was giving me some herbs. They didn't seem to make things worse, but I wasn't really getting better anyway. I was sort of just plateauing. And finally I found somebody who had a lot of the skills and training that was able to actually help me. Like I said, the Bruce Shin fellow. So I drove about a little less than 2 hours from Whittier to Temecula to get treated, and just in one treatment from this person, I was able to get, like 100 times the results that I was able to get from those acupuncture treatments and the chiropractic adjustments. So it wasn't so much the therapy, it's what therapy was applied and what order for me specifically to get the right result. Because all these different therapies that we're hearing about, we haven't even started talking about it yet. Oh, okay. All the different therapies that we've heard about, acupuncture, herbs, homeopathy, nutrition, flower essences, surgery, whatever, prescription medications, they're all really effective, but how do you know what therapy to give what person at what time to get the good result that you want? Okay, there's no real system of diagnosis and treatment. So as an applied kinesiologist, we're able to understand a lot about a person by just watching how they walk. Wow, we're talking about autoimmune disease. By watching how they walk, by paying attention to how they stand, how they swallow, how they sit, the complexion of their face, looking at their hair, looking at their hands. So that gives us tons of information. Even noticing what happens with their muscles when they're in certain postural positions. I was kind of telling you about those postural positions, but it could be, on all fours, or it could be lying on their back, on their stomach, whatever the case may be. Because, typically when you go to the doctor, they don't really do like a 3-day diet history. Some of them do, but has anyone been to like a doctor, like a medical doctor, and they did a 3-day or 4-day diet history for you to see what you're eating and drinking each day? Okay. And then typically they don't say, okay, well, we're going to check your blood pressure while you're sitting there, and then they check your blood pressure on both sides, both the right and left hand. And then, okay, now since you stand every day, assuming that you can stand, we're going to have you stand, and now we're going to check your blood pressure again. Okay, great, because you can expect a certain change going from one position to the other. And then when they would have you lie down and check your blood pressure lying down. They don't do that, right? Sometimes they do. On rare occasions, but about 98% of the time they don't. But those things are important because it gives us more information about a person's glands and organs that are crucial to monitor what's happening with their health.